Good time zone, everyone.
Meow.
Hope you are all having a wonderful Wednesday. Welcome to the tentatively titled AzzyCam. And there is nothing more
Nom.
permanent than a temporary title. Cokery, I was just about to disable that. This whole thing's a show and tell. Could somebody please refund Cokery the show and tell redeem? Thank you, Bal. Thank you. I had a tab open and everything to
Show
go
your
change
face,
that.
coward.
I'm not showing my face. I don't want to lose my community. Right, let me... really? The cute bunny? I can't be silenced, but really the cute bunny first thing in stream? Right, let me get through these waves here for a moment before I continue our introduction. Hello Drayson, hello Rack, hello Danny, hello Joey, hello Keranos, hello Vagra, hello Mateo, hello Awesomer. Long time no see, good to have you around. Hello 26, hello Kyo, and hello Hika. Hope you are all doing fantastic today. Yes, this is AzzyCam, the show where we're not playing a video game. We've just got some lo-fi on in the background, and we're chilling. We're just taking a deep dive into some stuff on camera. You take care of yourself, Annie. I hope you feel better soon. Autofocus, what are you doing? So, this is a format that's going to take a lot of tweaking over time, but the best thing to do is to get started with it and take feedback. So, the subject of today's AzzyCam is the official Nintendo magazine. I have a whole bunch of these magazines from 2007. And brace yourselves for this one. That was 17 years ago. 17 years. This is in fact a UK magazine. This is the one distributed by Future Publishing in the UK. And like, legitimately, I can't actually get this on stream quite right. You might be able to vaguely notice that this is the June issue. So I did in fact get this. Little Azzy got this 17 years ago as a teenager. Good gosh. Good gosh. So, yeah, right here we have a cover that appears to be celebrating the Resident Evil franchise. Including Umbrella Chronicles, which was of course a light gun style game for the Nintendo Wii that I believe did not do very well. And Resident Evil 4 the Wii edition, which I still maintain is the best version of Resident Evil 4. Now, admittedly, I haven't played the remake yet. You'd know if I had, because I'll definitely be streaming it. I do own it. It was gifted to me by Breaker quite some time ago. But in terms of everything that released before that, the Wii version is best, hands down. I can actually do hands down. Washi, good to see you. Hope you are well. So without further ado, I figure we get started with this. If I need to adjust any zoom levels or anything, I can do that on the fly. But for the time being, we open to an ad for Final Fantasy III for the Nintendo DS. And of course, Final Fantasy III was one of those games that I believe was exclusively in Japan back in the day. Never actually got localized to this point. So the Final Fantasy III remake on DS was just that. It was a remake. They made it full 3D. And the goal was to bring that untranslated story over to non-Japanese audiences. Now, I haven't played this one. I had a DS back in the day, but I mean, I was young. You know, this was my childhood years coming into my teenage years. And, like, I didn't have a part-time job. I didn't mow lawns or anything like that. I didn't walk dogs, so I got what my parents got me when they got me it, and I never got Final Fantasy III. But I am aware that this particular version is on Steam. It was, of course, followed eventually by a similar remake of Final Fantasy IV. Hello, Breen, good to see you. Which I also haven't played because... Lydia, good to see you as well. FF3 indeed. We have just opened the magazine and we have an ad. You wish they did a 3D remake of 5? Yeah, I really need to open my mind to these, because when I first saw FF4 in 3D, my only reaction was, yeah, but I like it in 2D. So even though I've had the ability to play FF4 on Steam for years, I didn't actually pick it up until the Pixel remaster released. Still don't own the 3D version. Right, let's move on from the ad to find our welcome page. We have an A to Z of all the games featured in here. And let's take a look here at what they are saying. They are bigging up the person who did the render for the front cover. Apparently their designer, Lewis. Oh, no, I was misreading that. They are basically just saying that this is Lewis and he hasn't moisturized in a while. Okay, yep, okay, they're playing with me. Already having me on, okay. So... yeah, they have been to San Francisco playing 2 amazing Resident Evil games. That being Umbrella Chronicles and the Wii edition of Resi 4. They are... oh, they have an exclusive review of the first game on the Nintendo Wii. You take care, Mateo. To use Wi-Fi. Being Mario Strikers Charged Football. Which, is that a UK thing? I'm pretty sure it's a UK thing, that it was charged football. I think in other territories, it was just charged. They didn't feel the need to add football. But over here, yeah, charged football. Let's see... oh, you can't fail to have noticed this month's free gift. Well, I'm afraid I don't have the old gifts from this magazine, so I have failed to notice, I'm afraid. Apparently, they were Nintendo sweatbands with 2 varieties to get. You're trying to sell 2 issues to each person? I bet you are. So yeah, not much to speak of here. Sudoku without the mess. Sudoku Master for the Nintendo DS. I don't like Sudoku. Sudoku is hard for my silly dragon brain. I can't keep up with the numbers. I'm a Picross Derg. I like Picross. It's mathy, but nowhere near as mathy as Sudoku. So, give me Picross any day. Mario Strikers Charged Football is the European title. Yeah. I don't know why they thought we needed that football specification, but oh well. Scribble, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Welcome to AzzyCam. The show and tell show. That has show in it twice. I can't tell if that's endearing or redundant. Oh well. Let's skip over the contents. Except for this. I will accept this. The best Resident Evil game just got better. I wholeheartedly agree. I'm going to be saying that a lot. Were they afraid Europeans would be confused or something? Maybe? I mean, I guess they couldn't call it that in, like, the US because people would see football and think it was hand egg. But, yeah, I don't know. Just call it Charged Everywhere. Just call it Charged Everywhere. Right. So, breaking news from the Nintendo world. starting up with... Oh yeah, that brings me back. So, profits are up, but Wii shortages still proving a problem. Hello Tarbal, hope you're well. So yeah, the Wii had a very troubled launch in that they couldn't stop selling out. It's so hard to get a Nintendo Wii back at launch. And I knew that very well. I remember at the time, my family were living in Canada, and all I wanted was a Nintendo Wii. I was so excited. And it launched, and I just couldn't find one. I was going to the local supermarket that had a game section every day. No joke, every day. They never had one. Not once. Whether we went early, later, didn't matter. Noodle, how dare you? You cannot silence me in this format. So I ended up not getting a Wii until, I believe, Christmas of Naya, 2007. Bye, Naya. So I was getting these magazines not because I was excited about the Wii games, but because I really wanted a Nintendo Wii, and this was how I lived vicariously. I looked at all the games I could maybe get someday. So yes, as of June 2007, they were absolutely still having issues with keeping the Wii in stock. But profits were way up, because everything they did make, they were selling immediately. And good gosh. I was so happy when I eventually got that dang system. So happy. Oh, what did I get with it? I got it with a copy of Wii Sports, of course, that was the pack-in. Zelda Twilight Princess. And I think it was a game called Legend of Dragon. It was some fighting game. Like, it was a cel-shaded fighting game released early in the Wii's lifespan. And, I mean, it wasn't good, but it was apparently included in a bundle at the game store. So that's how it ended up in my possession. But I was more than happy with Wii Sports and Twilight Princess. Very, very happy indeed. You camped out in front of a Walmart overnight to get a Wii on launch. Good gosh, one of the chosen few. Somehow I have envy, even though, you know, I basically have access to the entire Wii's library because of things like Dolphin. Good gosh. And the fact that Wii games are so cheap, of course, you can get them secondhand very easily for your official copies. Cough, cough. Right. So, we have some sales statistics that I'm not going to dwell on. Ooh, their hot and not section. What have we got here? Can I raise this up a bit? They are very excited about Super Paper Mario. They've been playing the finished release, and they think Mario rules. Excellent. They are incredibly happy about online finally being available for the Switch. It got its internet browser and an entire one game that has online play. Did I say Switch? I'm going to do that a lot, aren't I? Oh no. Okay, going down a bit. Nintendo TV ads. Very, very plentiful. As far as they were concerned. Absolutely everywhere with the advertising. Hello Vite, hope you're doing well. Welcome to AzzyCam. Enjoy us looking through these magazines. And the final thing that is hot? Bank holidays. Bank holidays, blocked by Ryoku emotes. Apparently we had 2 May bank holidays in 2007. And they were very happy about that. You know, isn't it a little bit damning that part of their hot Nintendo news is, I like having days off work. That's pretty good. Come on, you could have done better than that, right? Right? I do like having days off, though. I do like having days off. Right. What have we got in not? I can't get as high. Like, I would love to pull the camera forward a bit. I am incapable. I am incapable of doing that with my current camera mount, so can't get as close with that one. Not. Shorts. They don't like the look of people's pasty legs, apparently. Hey, don't you judge. Oh. Don't you judge. Look, ventilation is more important than how somebody's legs look. They are comfortable and easy to wear. I like shorts. I'm wearing shorts right now. Hi Rex, how you doing? Welcome in. Yeah, I'm pretty pasty. I am extremely white. Tried watching the stream on your phone, but mobile app bad. The mobile app is not the best. I agree. Hello, Daya. Hope you're well. Oh, hydrate from Rex. I do, in fact, have a nice cup of English breakfast. Ah, delicious. Thank you very much. Hey, Kebab, good to see you. Also, in their not section, summer drought. They are not talking about an actual drought, despite their insistence on talking about things unrelated to games in the past couple of sections. Release schedule dried up for the summer. They are not looking forward to the long months ahead with fewer releases. Ah, shame. Right. Pause the charm. Okay, apparently they don't... I need to go back and look at their staff section. Yep, okay, so apparently the deputy editor keeps purchasing Nintendo Wiis for their friends, which is stopping everyone else from getting one. So they're a little miffed at their deputy editor there. Seems like there's always something coming out these days. I mean, yeah, I suppose that as time went on, people were seeing these people don't buy games periods and going, but what if they did and we released our game there because no one else is releasing it there? And yeah, now it's constant. Now it is constant, especially with indies who aren't so much looking at market trends and more, I want people to look at the cool thing I've made. Yeah, nowadays... You're never short of games to play. It's why I have such a backlog. And it's why I will never be done streaming. And... apparently, they moved to a different part of their office building and lost half of their stuff in the process. You're in the same building. How did you do that? No idea. Now, we do have some ticker tape at the bottom here, this little red bar. You are definitely not going to be able to get zoomed in on this. But we have Sega has announced touch darts for the DS. Ubisoft is set to bring guitar and karaoke simulator jam sessions to the DS later in the year. Oh, THQ is busy developing a version of Insane Racer Juiced for the DS. Ah, 07's in chat for THQ. Good gosh. And Atari is working on a Wii version of a massive adventure franchise. What was that, I wonder? What was that? No, not Touch Stars. Good gosh, Belle. Good gosh. That was what the throw was about? Right, moving on. So... okay, a little article about, ONM. Oh, official Nintendo magazine. Apparently they have an employee in Japan who is talking about Japan exclusive games. In this case, the genre of instructional or skill learning games. things that are along the lines of brain training, but not brain training. Oh my gosh, Sushi, good to see you. Hope you're well. Wait, Tingle? Where Tingle? Oh my god, you're right, Tingle. Yeah, apparently, Koji Kondo. What's he doing? Oh, no, this isn't anything to do with Koji Kondo giving an interview or anything. They're just saying, haha, Koji Kondo looks like Tingle. Come on, guys. No need to, like... Really? That's just rude. And you're not... Like, that's not even Tingle. Which is the one in Wind Waker with the whitish suit? Because Tingle had all of his brothers, didn't he? That's one of the brothers. They're not even correct. Ugh. David Jr. You know what? Barring the correct... with no record of the correct answer in chat, David Jr. is being compared to Koji Kondo, who is, of course, the Zelda and Mario composer. Have some respect. Dude does good work. So yeah, what games are we talking about over here? The instructional or skill learning games such as Igo ga Nigate na Otona no DS Training. Great. There's also Watashi no Happy Mana Book. I don't think I'll be playing those games anytime soon. I don't think I will. David Jr. is correct. Excuse me. Excuse me, I need to get my keyboard here. I need to look this up. His fucking name's David Jr. Okay. Whose idea? Sorry, I had a hammer in reach. They named him Dave. Okay. Moving on. I'm furious. Hammer indeed. I was building a small shelving unit in my room the other week, and I just have not bothered to move the hammer out of my room. Okay, so announcement: WWE SmackDown vs. Raw 2008 was announced for the Nintendo Wii with motion controls. Yeah, I'm sure that went great. Did I ever get any of the wrestling games for Wii? No, I didn't. I think I have one nowadays, because when I got a Wii U and there was nothing to play, I got a bunch of Nintendo Wii games on discount, so that I had something for the system. Hey Canis Rufus, hope you're well. And yeah, one of those games was one of the SmackDown vs. Raw games. I used to play them on PlayStation 2. I really liked those games back in the day. I've heard they're a real mess nowadays. I'm using tilt controls. Thanks, Buttspot. And... oh my... I actually think I do still have this. Do I go looking for this? Like, I might know where this is. Do I still have the free gift from Official Nintendo Magazine, June 2007? I think I do. Because I had this one. This is the band I had. I'm not going to go running right now, because that would leave you with absolutely nothing. But I'm pretty sure I have this. Good gosh. Good gosh. So yeah, they're saying it'll be perfect for your intense Nintendo Wii sessions. Or you can use it to wipe your brow if their Resident Evil feature is a bit too scary for you. So I guess content warning, it might get scary. Right. I'll finish up with this part, then we'll take the row at the bottom. Does the wristband of the Triforce grant you some kind of ability? Yes, it soaks up sweat. The Wii one does as well. Hi, and Big O. Hope you're doing well. 14 days from the date of publication up until the release of Mario Strikers Charged. Yeah. Good gosh. Good gosh. They even called him Dodgy Freak Fairy Tingle. Guys.
No.
You didn't need to be that rude. Okay. Okay, rules of the game, survival horror. If the music suddenly stops, a 20-foot hell beast is likely to leap out in a minute or so. Yeah, I mean, that's just sort of how the, what's the word? Like, you know, that's the suspense, isn't it? Yeah, you have the music going, and then it goes off, leaving the player in anticipation of something happening. And yeah, so yeah, that's fair enough. That's fair enough. Your inability to sidestep or turn quickly will often leave you vulnerable. I mean, that's becoming less of a thing, right? No, but then I guess it depends on if you're counting the more actiony games as still being true survival horror. Because tank controls, absolutely, that will leave you vulnerable. Some of the dialogue can be as scary as the monsters, with each line delivered in a strange, emotionless drawl. Is that necessarily true? I don't think so. I don't play too much survival horror though, so maybe. And any architect creating a large house must ensure that simple wooden doors can only be opened by turning statues 2 miles away in the opposite wing. Poking fun at Resident Evil puzzles, I see. That's called camp. Good gosh. Right. Events of the past month. Chris. Who is Chris in the team? Who is Chris? The staff writer. Returns from New York having befriended, apparently, Elmo in Times Square. They moved floor along with the rest of the game magazines that work in that particular building. And Chris is distraught at having to pack his desk up. And yeah, I won't be able to get that close to the camera, but Chris has a lot of figures on his desk. Good gosh. Features a great anti-burglar system. True, I will grant you that. Lewis gets one of his tattoos topped up. So I'm not good with tattoos. Is that just having it done over again when it starts to fade? Is that how you top up a tattoo? Refreshing the... Okay, cool. So it's self-explanatory then. Wonderful. They set up Chris's Famicom and then realised they only had Dr. Mario and soccer. Chandra is not on the staff list. Goes to San Francisco to play the Resident Evil games and Treasure Island Z, whatever that is. The English versions of Pokemon Diamond and Pearl showed up at their offices. They actually understand it now. Zack and Wiki? Is Treasure Island Z like a code name for Zack and Wiki? Is that what that became? I know I own that game, I've never played it. Again, I bought so many Wii games when I first got a Wii U. I told myself I'd play them. Oh. Oh, so they got to play a version before it got its English name. Okay, okay. Whoop. Knocked to the desk there. Okay. Martin visits Team 17 to get a look at Worms 2 on the DS. And Chris buys a Dreamcast off eBay on a whim, claiming it was the Wii of 7 years ago. I don't get the logic there. I don't get the logic there. Next page. Oh, so Chris's thing from New York. Ah, he of course went to Nintendo World and was very excited about all of the very expensive Nintendo merch. Good gosh. Good gosh. iPod. Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh, okay. How many days are there in 28 weeks? I need to know so I can enter this competition for a 28 weeks later iPod. Like 196. Great, great. So I have to text. Oh god, it's a text-based entry. Hi Mike, how you doing? I'm not actually texting that. I'm not actually texting that. I'm too socially awkward for that. Oh, I do appreciate that this 28 weeks later bundle is like half of it is just stuff that is red and like totally unbranded. It's like, oh yeah, we've got some red stuff laying around, throw it in the competition. Okay. Brothers in Arms coming to both Wii and DS. And oh, Lo-Fi, you can't do this to me. Ah. Hi Delta, how you doing? Okay, ignoring the emotions in my brain right now. They are talking about Obscure 2. Sequel to Obscure, which was on the PS2 and Xbox. And it was just an announcement, they haven't been playing it. Oh well, oh well. Well, half this spread is as a contest, so we can skip over that. Fubar, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Okay. So they have a Make Me Famous section in which they make celebrities as me's. So let's get a better look at Tom Cruise in me form. Just go for the true superstars, apparently. Which means Tom Cruise. Like, believe it or not, that's the me, that's the photo. That's just a photo of him. They got it so spot on. So spot on. Great work, guys. Great work. Right. Oh, we've got a 60-second quiz. Quick fire questions. 1. What's the name of Mario's helpers in Super Paper Mario? I haven't played Super Paper Mario. I don't know. What's Sonic's genie mate called in Sonic and the Secret Rings? I didn't play that. I have no idea. Which two colours did the Virtual Boy's screen display? Black and red. Black and red. I mean, I guess technically it only displayed red. It, like, black's like the absence of colour. It doesn't matter, that's pedantic. How did Forrest die in the original Resident Evil game? Spoilers, I haven't played that. Poor Forrest. Mauled by a zombie dog. That's my guess. But what the heck? How many players does Bomberman 93 on Virtual Console support? I miss the Virtual Console. 93 though, obviously. And what's the first online Wii game in Europe? As if they'll shut up about it, Mario Strikers Charged. Right, I'm going to turn this upside down to get our answers. Oh, those crafty bastards.
Why so grumpy, bunny?
Bye, Breen.
Nom.
They haven't just printed them upside down. They've reversed it and said you need a mirror. Appreciate it. Okay, I'll read backwards. So, Mario's helpers are pixels? Is the genie's name Shara? This is actually really difficult. Reading backwards is hard. What? Oh, yeah, black and red for Virtual Console. 5 players for Bomberman 93. This is terrible. Wait, sorry. Does that say pecked to death? Bow, do you know anything about this? Forrest in Resident Evil 1, that says pecked to death by crows. Pecked to death by crows. Holy shit! Resident Evil, really? And Mario Strikers Charged. Okay, that was arduous. Clearly, I don't need a hammer in reach. I need a mirror. Good gosh. Good gosh. Okay. So, game announcement. Sonic Rush Adventure. Heading to the DS. Wait. Okay, yeah, sequel to Sonic Rush. I was gonna say, did Sonic Rush get a sequel, or did it start with adventure in its name? No, it did get a sequel. I didn't actually know that. I'm not the biggest Sonic guy. You can use OBS as a mirror? Oh my god, I could have. Oh well. Oh well. See, what we need is more games I'm actually super familiar with, because I don't have much to contribute when they're talking about games I didn't know existed. Alas. They have included a £5 off voucher for Mario Strikers Charged Football, providing you buy it from Curry's. I think that's entirely a UK chain. I don't think you get that anywhere else. Hey, Misha. Good gosh. I'm so abused by this particular pal. Right, and now another article. What do you mean you've never played Paper Mario the Thousand Year Door? Look, it only just released. Cut me some slack. What good timing, though. Of course, the Paper Mario Thousand Year Door remaster just dropped on Nintendo Switch. This is them being nostalgic for it in 2007. Whew, boy. I bet these guys were very happy when this was announced then. Good gosh, good gosh. Yeah, I want to pick up the remaster. Like, it's one of my current most wanted Switch games. I think it would be a delight to play, because, yeah, never played it. And yeah, this is them waxing poetic about how amazing Thousand Year Door is. Because Super Paper Mario had just released. So yeah, they're saying, hey, play the last one because, you know, you can get ready for the new one. Well, Super Paper Mario isn't the one that got a remaster, is it? So there you go. Right. Oh, what was in the sales charts? In the month of April in the UK, the best-selling Wii title was Wii Play. So, the reason for that is obvious. Despite being a not-so-great minigame compilation, Wii Play came with a Wii remote. Like, those were controllers that were basically the price of a game to begin with. So, Wii Play was just a no-brainer. You bought a game and you got a Wiimote with it. The system itself, of course, only includes one remote by default. So if you get your Nintendo Wii, you have Wii Sports for one player. But if you pick up Wii Play, you have your second controller ready to go, and an extra minigame collection. I remember not liking Wii Play very much at all, though, as a game. Zelda Twilight Princess, coming up in second. Oh, that hasn't aged well. Oh, right, how close can I get this? Third place, Sonic and the Secret Rings. Gasp! It's a good 3D Sonic game. Isn't Sonic and the Secret Rings notoriously a bit shitty? Like, I thought people didn't like that game. Are these guys just coping super hard because they have to shill for the Nintendo Wii? Because again, this is the official Nintendo magazine in the UK. Like, they have to like things, essentially. So, I guess it's that. But good gosh. Good gosh. Oh. Well, apparently, not everything. Tiger Woods PGA Tour. We know the ad's good. The game isn't. WarioWare Smooth Moves. Super Monkey Ball Banana Blitz. Red Steel. Now, I remember I did play Red Steel once I eventually got it on my Wii U, and no, it doesn't play that great. It doesn't play that great at all. The sequel improved a lot of things. Definitely felt better. And I'm going to stop holding that up as much because it's hurting my hands. We have Excite Truck, which never played that one myself. Prince of Persia Rival Swords, which they do not seem to appreciate. And Medal of Honor Vanguard. Breaker, good to see you. Hope you are doing well. Just looking at this issue of the official Nintendo magazine from 2007. Pokemon Ranger was topping the Nintendo DS charts in April, apparently. I remember wanting Pokemon Ranger so much. Like, I was super hyped for circling Pokemon. Never got it. Just never got it. Was it any good? Cool, but the sequels were much better. I mean, that's what you want, really. Sequels that improve on things. You don't necessarily get that a lot. We need more spin-offs like this. Yeah, I love a good spin-off. I love a good spin-off. Brain Training in second, then New Super Mario Bros. Spectrobes, which I'm actually unfamiliar with. I've heard the name, but I don't know anything about it. They say it's Disney's Pokemon alike. It also says, well done, Walt. He ain't listening. Good gosh, you had Spectrobes, it was weird. But altogether, just a bad Pokemon clone. Okay. I guess I just didn't miss anything big then. Tamagotchi Connection Corner Shop 2. What? With the caption, this corner shop doesn't sell Twixes. Why? You take care, Breaker. Try to stay cool. I know it's a hot one today. Is it because it's Tamagotchi Connection and Twixes are like separate bars? What is that the joke? Tamagotchi is still a thing. Tamagotchi is still a thing. I think especially in Japan. I think they still have like a million variants and special editions over in Japan. And, you know, they are everywhere else as well, but I think it's Japan where they really love their Tamagotchi. We have Big Brain Academy. Animal Crossing Wild World, to which they say everyone owns this now, officially. Yeah, I owned that. I very much owned that. That was my first Animal Crossing game, and I was very much a fan of it. However, I did grow to be scared of playing Animal Crossing if I had taken a break. Because, yeah, your townspeople could leave. They could just leave. You'd log on one day, and anyone who's only played New Horizons won't understand this. But, well, you know, by default, you might have looked it up or heard it from other people. But you come back from a long time away from Animal Crossing Wild World, and people will just be gone. People will just be gone. In New Horizons, you show up after a month, 2 months away, and somebody, basically guaranteed, will be packing up. The house will be full of boxes, but you can go to them and you can go, please don't go, and they'll go, alright then, I'll stay. The old games didn't do that. That wasn't a thing until New Horizons. They just up and leave. You'd get back and you'd just have letters saying, yeah, I left. You didn't get a chance. So, yeah, if I took a break from Wild World, I was just afraid of it. Like, genuinely afraid. I had a similar trauma with Pokemon. Because at one point, I got a corrupted save. And so everything had gone. So it got to the point where if I hadn't touched one of my Pokemon games for a while, I would choose not to play them even if I wanted to. Because I would rather not play it at all than boot it up to see that my save had been deleted. Your silver cartridge battery died. Gold and silver are the first ones to go. They had the in-game clock. Like, my copy of Pokemon Yellow is still strong to this day. Still stores a save. Gold and silver? Nah, that died years ago. I have since had it replaced. It works fine now. But, oh boy. Oh boy. Alright, we have 42 all-time classics. Sonic Rush. And Cooking Mama. For the record, we don't recommend cooking your mother in any way. I'm glad they are advocating against cannibalism. And the GBA, because this was still at the stage where Nintendo was saying that the DS was a third pillar. That, like, it was that kind of situation. So the GBA, still a thing they were trying to push. You should still get the GBA, especially the games, because you can play them on your DS, etc., etc. Also, I did miss this comment. I do want to address it now. Do you want Master? A Miko Tamagotchi would be heckin' fun. And I do know a furry creator who does make custom Tamagotchi, so that would actually be possible. You can commission them. Right, I do need to scroll up a bit here. You were put off by the latest Animal Crossing by all the online and multiplayer stuff, because will it still be decent to play once everyone moves on? For me, yes. Because I'm not really a fan of the online stuff. I just played for months without really bothering. Battery in your Emerald cartridge died, but saving doesn't require a battery in the GBA games. Yeah, that's right. Just the onboard clock, so you would lose access to timed events and such. Lofty, good to see you. You'd love to get a Game Boy Advance SP. I still have mine from my childhood. It is nice to have, but the exterior is scratched to hell and back. It really looks like it's been through the ringer, but it still works fine. I'm a single player kind of guy. Same. Absolutely same. Right, this segment here. If you play one game today, then play Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past. They're saying it has a proper arcing storyline, 11 dungeons, plenty of side quests, loads of items and visuals that still stand up today. There's really no context. Anyone remember Game Boy Micro? I do. The Game Boy Micro definitely brings me back because, good gosh, of all things, do people remember the ND? Somebody, come on. The ND. Oh, I think I might be the only one. I'm gonna go shrivel up and die, thanks. The ND was an attempt to make a handheld gaming system that was not made by a big company. And, yeah, good gosh, can I find anything about it? Yeah, like if I can. Sorry, I need my keyboard for this. I was trying to keep it out of off screen, and this is only like partially related to the Game Boy Micro, but I need to get it on screen. Oh, a Wired article from 2011. Oh no, it's behind paywalls. Go away. Oh my god, that's the only thing I can find of it. Oh my god. The internet has forgotten about it. Oh. Good god. The ND site doesn't exist anymore. Oh, the pictures are broken. Oh no, it's all gone. I'm very upset. Yeah, it's lost media. Shit. Okay, so yeah, it was a claim that a small studio was making a handheld device that would only be $20 and play essentially indie games and such. Tech Gauge. I don't know Tech Gauge. Oh, yeah, that link works. That's right, it was being developed by the developer of Bob's Game. And that's a whole thing. Bob's Game was a whole thing back in the day. That occupied headlines for a few years. Dude was very possibly clinically insane. Oh, this article's claiming the target price was $10 for the handheld. But yes, it was meant to have its own base of developers making 2D games, and it would come like packaged with Bob's Game that he was developing. And around the time that this article was actually floating around, I remember really wanting a Game Boy Micro, because it made me realize...
I'm looking at the key artwork on this magazine, and others like it, and I'm like, damn, someone should make a cartoon that looks like this.
Yeah, the Link to the Past art, like, key art is timeless. Absolutely stunning work. Yeah, I remember really wanting a Game Boy Micro because of it. Because the idea of just... Because again, the Game Boy Micro was like this big or something. You know, like it was small. But by the time that I actually realized I wanted one... Because it released like as the DS was coming out or something like that. And they barely made any. So they were so expensive. Like, I could pick up a Game Boy Advance SP or just a regular Game Boy Advance anywhere. But game shops were selling the things for absolutely extortionate prices secondhand. So I never ended up getting a Game Boy Micro. Which is fine. Nowadays, if I want to play something on a Game Boy, I have my SP, I have my Game Boy Color, and maybe someday I'll get an analog pocket. I'm still eyeing it up, it's just expensive. Game & Watch is where handheld gaming peaked. Brave take. Yeah, also, haven't played through it. Still haven't played through it. There we go. Now you can all hate me as we continue to the next page. So, we have a release date guide, which... Oh, I was mentioning I'm more of a Picross guy than a Sudoku guy. That released in May. Picross DS. Holy heck. Good gosh. Oh. List of games that you might not have heard of before, and we have Mega Man ZX Advent. Well, I will get to play that eventually. Good gosh. We're working our way towards it. Yeah, nah, Sudoku is just not my jam. Good gosh, the kinds of games that we're releasing at this point, though. We just like, all of this is just sometime in 2007. Good God, there's Super Paper Mario. Oh, they were saying they played the full version. I guess they got a preview build and it doesn't have a solid release date yet. But wait, they said they played the full version. They were playing the full version before it had a release date? How does that... Never mind. Metroid Prime 3, Mario Galaxy, Trauma Center, Smash Bros. Brawl. Good gosh. So many things that they had not yet experienced. Wait. They have a game called Sadness listed for the Wii. Just Sadness. Huh. Okay. The next best game in the world ever is Final Fantasy VI Advance. Saying It's an addictive, action-packed fantasy adventure game that sees you taking on a megalomaniac in order to save the world from his doomsday ambitions. Stock up on the snacks and have your Game Boy Advance charger ready. This will last around 40 hours. It's... 6 Moogles are mid. I mean, next to Ivalus or Evilus or however you pronounce it, Moogles, all Moogles are mid. They're just peak. I haven't played 6. I haven't played 6. Sadness for Wii was cancelled. Oh, fair play, fair play. Yeah, I haven't played 6. Picking it up for the Game Boy Advance nowadays is actually pretty dang expensive. Pretty dang expensive. It's one of those cartridges that just went up in price relative to, you know, when it first released. Ooh.
No.
They're getting you hyped. FF6 Advance will be reviewed in the very next issue of Official Nintendo Magazine. So, if I had the July issue, there would be an FF6 review. This is the July issue. Anyway, oh. So, to be clear, we have gone through this. We still have this. And they're advertising next month's magazine with a 2-page spread. It's like, hey, we know you've barely started with this month's issue. But what about next month's issue? The pixel remaster of FF6 is really good. That is good. That is good. Wind Waker, you get to meet David Jr. in that game. Ah, this isn't about Wind Waker. This is about Phantom Hourglass. Anyway, we don't need a preview of the next month's magazine because we're going to look at it eventually. Right, so behind the scenes at Next Level Games. Okay, so yeah, those are the developers of Mario Strikers Charged. They also made Mario Smash Football for the GameCube. Strikers has amazing artwork. I was very disappointed to hear that the Switch entry in the series was mid, because Charged was amazing. Really, really incredible. But I kept hearing nothing but bad things about the new one, and that makes me sad. They also note that these developers are in Vancouver, which was also home to EA Canada, Radical, and Rockstar Vancouver. Rockstar Vancouver, who made Canis Canem Edit, which is of course the UK name for Bully. Still very stupid to me. And oh, they get multiple pages on their development cycle. Good gosh. Let me see if any of these questions are worth addressing. So apparently they intentionally kept their studio small because they wanted the game teams to work together a lot more and not end up feeling insulated from one another because there are just way too many teams in the studio. Anything else? Oh, what do you think of the Wii in terms of the direction that it's taking gaming? The studio general manager of Next Level Games says he loves it. Nintendo is challenging developers in the area of design, which is what keeps you coming back to play. Revolutionary ideas like the Wii Remote are what our industry needs to keep things fresh and interesting. It really couldn't have come at a better time. And I mean, certainly the other two big companies agreed.
Ha, ha, ha. Super Mario Soccer.
Soccer. Yeah, no, we did, of course, eventually get Sony following suit with the PlayStation Move, which I believe is still used today for PlayStation VR. And Microsoft throughout the Kinect. Thank you for the watch, Street Ken. So yeah, no, the Wii Remote definitely left an impact on the industry. Really did. Okay. Oh, so apparently when the studio started it was at 12 people, but at the time of making Strikers Charged, they were at 100 people. So, yeah, they want to stay small, but they definitely did gain quite a few people. Right, incoming Dance Dance Revolution hottest party for the Wii. I have no comment on that. Then we have Surf's Up for the Wii, which, that's... What? Oh, it's that Penguin movie about surfing. Oh. Oh, yeah, this is just the... like, the shovelware, goddamn, spread. Good gosh. Yeah, no, I'm looking at these things one at a time, but no, this was all the shovelware. Shrek the Third and The Dog Island. Now, I recall seeing some Let's Plays of The Dog Island, and that game, I'm pretty sure, was surprisingly dark at points. It's like, oh yeah, this dog's sick and they're going to die. It's like, what? He's got these big fucking chibi-ass big head dogs. Still haven't played Bully, you should fix that. I mean, I've definitely heard good things. I'm hydrating myself. 26, you didn't know there was a Shrek 3 game? There apparently was. Next issue, they'll review it, apparently. Yeah. I am very glad we've sort of... Can I zoom in on Puss in Boots? It's at the bottom of the page, so that's the hardest thing to zoom in on. The closest I can get is, like, here. Puss in Boots is a hero, but don't copy his style. No pants is not a good look. Disagree. Yeah, I'm kind of stuck, right now the magazine is bumping up against the bottom of my monitors. So I can show you the top of the magazine, can't show you the bottom as much. I needed a longer mount for this camera. What else is coming up? Oh, there's Mega Man ZX Advent. Oh, is this spoilers? Yeah, this is totally spoilers. But yeah, good gosh. It looks good. I mean, it looks a lot like Zero, which makes sense. They hate both short and bottomless. Yeah, I don't think they are going to accept anything except jeans. Or, knowing the UK, tracksuit bottoms. Glory Days 2, Brotherhood of Men. I have never heard of that, and it doesn't sound like something that I would ever particularly care about. Mega Man Star Force. I think I've been asked if I'd play this game. A spiritual follow-up to the Battle Network games. So unless they included Star Force in the Battle Network Legacy Collection, yeah, the answer's still a no on that one. But good gosh, what are they saying about it? You take on the role of Mega Man, you wander around towns, you dive into a virtual world. grid-based battle system. There'll be 3 versions of the game. And they'll all have different cards in them. They're not included. So we don't get... I mean, I can't say whether they kept these names, but Pegasus, Leo, and Dragon versions. Oh my god, I could have gotten Dragon version? Oh, I missed out. And Phoenix Wright, Trials and Tribulations. The 3rd game in the series. Good gosh. So, that'll be the last one in the trilogy packs that release, I suppose. I really need to play through the franchise. I really do. I really do. Oh, here's the spooky Resident Evil feature. This is where the content warnings come in. They say it'll be very scary, and you'll need a cloth to wipe your brow. Good gosh. Good gosh. So... Decade of Evil, they say. Gosh, did they move that fast? Was the original Resident Evil in 97? They released 4 mainline games.
The scariest thing in the history of Forever is your mother barging into your room without knocking. No joke.
Good God. Oh, there are scarier things. Like, look at this guy's face. Right. So, I think this is... Oh, that has been more than a decade. Resident Evil 1 was 96. Oh, I think they're going chronologically, because we've started with 0. Then Resident Evil, they've got little name tags for some significant characters. Then there's Resi 2. And meet Sherry Birkin, possibly the most useless Resident Evil character ever. I mean... She's a child. What the fuck's she gonna do? You're probably not wrong in saying she's the most useless, but I don't think she needs to be useful. What the hell? Where's Resident Evil Deadly Silence? Had that happened by this point? Nemesis, Code Veronica, 4... They are mentioning some spin-offs, but Deadly Silence is not among them. Well, they're just skipping over Deadly Silence altogether then. They are talking about Resident Evil Gaiden, which, yeah, that's not easy to get. That is a really expensive cartridge. Okay, so is this a preview or a review? It's just a feature on Umbrella Chronicles, which they were saying earlier they were very, very, very excited about. Even though I am pretty sure that it turned out really not great. You can shoot out chandeliers, candles, and lights. So they're excited about the interactivity. They really did throw in a lot of screenshots for this. Yep, Ayo. More shot. In my magazine from 2007. Yeah. Open wide. It's at this point you should blast it with your shotgun. Sorry, I'm too distracted. Hello, Yawn. How you doing? How you doing? No, not Human Rex. This is about Yawn, the giant snake. Like not this guy. This guy. Okay, that's really uncomfortable. Good gosh, good gosh. Somehow I find Vaughny even when I'm just looking through a magazine. Right. Ah, okay, how's it shaping up? So yeah, they got an early look. Umbrella Chronicles is looking really promising. They've taken the traditional light gun game, breathed new life into it, and they've done so with a very strong franchise, so they'd have to really screw up to not have a success on their hands. They really screwed up from what I hear. Yeah, Umbrella Chronicles, I remember people saying was rather mid. Hi, Cello, how you doing? And then, oh, this is the beauty. This is the beauty. Like, Resi 4 was fantastic. Resi 4 Wii Edition was definitive. It was so much fun to play, and apparently is a damaged page. This is how you know it's from 2007. Good gosh. Good gosh. Lazing off right now? Nothing wrong with that, Cello. Hope you are relaxed. Good gosh. Good gosh. And yep, highly polished, incredibly intuitive, and downright spanky version of a game that they already know to be amazing. Those who missed the GameCube version are in for a treat, but it's also great for anyone who's played it before. And yes, spanky apparently. And what the heck, Cello? Yeah, that is, it's totally right. I had the PS2 version back in the day. No, I borrowed the PS2 version back in the way. Believe it or not, my grandmother was an avid gamer. And I played her copy of Resident Evil 4 on PS2. Hi, Jag. Hope you're doing well. So, I never beat the PS2 version, but played a heck of a lot of it. And then, hi again, Ken. And yeah, the Wii version is the one that I not just beat, but beat over and over and over again. Just loved it. But, back in the day, I was never a fan of, like, challenge. I didn't want difficulty. So I was always playing these games on, like, the easiest difficulty. I wasn't pushing myself. I was just playing it through on easy, and then then just starting a new game on the same file. So I had, like, the unlocked extras on easy, again and again and again. And yeah, it was a good time. It was a good time. Nowadays, I'm just a normal gamer, you know, I pick the default difficulties on things. It is, but when I do replay stuff, I will tend to, you know, take a step up. Just a step. I'm not one for, like, the insane difficulties. Like, I play Left 4 Dead 2 on Advanced. I don't want to play it on Expert. I want to have fun. Alright, moving on. We have an advertisement for the DS Lite. Good gosh, good gosh. Alongside Nintendo's Dalmatians. Dalmatians? Was Dalmatians the one that came out later? Because I feel like there were 3 initial versions, but I feel like Dalmatians was like a 4th one that sort of had all of the dogs in it, plus Dalmatians. I might be wrong. I might just be conjuring up thoughts. You have a DS Lite right here and it's in such bad condition. I mean, I have a regular DS right here. Why is this in reach and not my Game Boy Advance? This was my brother's Nintendo DS. And I remember the day he dropped it on the pavement and shattered the hinge. Still works though. And has retained a charge. There is nothing inserted. And I'm guessing the stylus isn't in. No, the stylus isn't in. But yeah. Oh well. Oh well. Okay, so Crash of the Titans. A little preview on it here. It was not out yet. They say it sounds like a winning formula, and they're especially glad to have Crash returning to platforming after the disappointment that was Crash Boom Bang. Yeah, I heard very, very bad things about Crash Boom Bang for the DS. Apparently it was like Mario Party without the fun. So, yeah. I guess that's sort of like Animal Crossing Amiibo Festival. But yeah, no, as I recall, Crash of the Titans also did not do very well. They were being overly optimistic here. Sorry, Crash. You, as far as I know, didn't actually get a good game again until Crash 4. Yeah, I think Crash 4. My throat is really feeling this stream. Race driver, create and race. Oh my god, where's Viri? We need to get Viri into this. You know, I'm gonna hydrate again just because Rack redeemed it. Thank you. Elephant. We do love Viritage. Fellow member of Team Fluffy and racing enthusiast. And I tried to get them to collab with me on Friday, but they were like, no, I'm at a hotel in Belgium because I'm going to an actual race. And I'm like, oh, you're so lazy. Nah, so apparently, yeah, gimmick here, racing game where you actually have a track editor. It was extremely early when they got to look at it, but they're excited at the prospect of some DS racing action. Good God, good God. Viritage, also a sweetheart, gifted me Forza Horizon 4 Ultimate Edition yesterday. So that will be a future stream. I am not a huge racing game guy, so it will be interesting to see how I tackle that particular game. But it's a Forza game set in the UK. I actually ran the benchmarking tool earlier, and it just showed me a race, and I was like, oh, those roads are just the UK. Like, oh, there's a tiny little cottage at the side of the road for no reason but what? Yeah, little cottages at the side of a road are very authentic to the UK. So yeah, that's good stuff. I will take this moment to give a PSA, by the way. Forza Horizon 4 is being delisted from all digital storefronts. The DLC has already been delisted. So if you want the game at all on like Xbox or on your Steam account, you have to get it by December. And if you want it with the DLC, you have to get the Ultimate Edition. It is on sale on Steam right now, 80% off. It's still a little bit pricey for if you're cheap like I am, but yeah, you get like 50 pieces of DLC. Yeah, it's all the car licensing, exactly as you say, Kermakaddy. So yeah, they're getting rid of it. They're getting rid of it. So yeah, if you want Forza Horizon 4 ever, look into getting it by December. It is garbage. Oh boy. Oh boy. Fire Emblem Goddess of Dawn. Is that the name they stuck with? Is that the name they... I don't feel like... No, it was Radiant Dawn, wasn't it? It was Radiant Dawn. So yeah, that name didn't stick. You miss racing games that had a build a track mode. I can see why they've gotten a bit iffy about it, considering the increasing visual complexity. But we know for a fact that you can have modular track designers that still look good and can like auto-populate with enough foliage to be, good enough. So yeah, I'd like to see more track editors in racing games. Hi DeadOps, hope you're well. Also good to see you, Christina. So yeah, Radiant Dawn. They've been playing the Japanese version as of the time of writing this issue. They've considered taking on extra staff to write the magazine so they can just concentrate on playing this game. They're extra excited for the English version to arrive so they can actually understand the story. It's set to be one of the best games on the Wii. And I'm pretty sure that actually ended up, yeah, I think that was just right. And most expensive, exactly. This game is an absolute pain to find, like, at all. Much less at a semi-decent price. This did not sell well enough to get, like, extra reprints. They basically made the batch and that was it. So the remaining copies of a much-loved game, yeah, very, very, very expensive. Aren't many racing games with a track editor. Gran Turismo 5 and Dirt 4 might be some of the more recent ones you remember. You want to see single-player racing games like Diddy Kong Racing? Same. Same. I do love more arcadey racing games. Yeah, so I've never played Radiant Dawn because I don't really do piracy very much. So I don't have a copy, I just don't have a copy. This was before Awakening basically saved the franchise. Yeah. Actually, thinking about the timing, was Radiant Dawn the last one before Awakening? Because Awakening was basically the ultimatum, wasn't it? It was, okay, if you don't like this one, forget it. Fire Emblem's done. And yeah, this did not sell gangbusters like they wanted, but Awakening did, and now Fire Emblem is like a core franchise for Nintendo. Bal? Bal? It's a chocobo. It go quet and walk. They... Yeah, they're saying this is some of the best graphics on the DS and should not be overlooked on release. I have never played one of the Chocobo Tales games. I always thought they looked really good, but I don't think they made enough copies. Like, I don't remember ever seeing this game in person. And I was one of those kids that would be in all of the game shop, like, bargain bins, the pre-owned shelves. Like, I would be looking at all of that stuff. I've never seen this game in person. The bosses are card battles? That's cute. Yeah, I really like the idea of all the Chocobo spin-offs. I've just never played one. Just never played one. Don't worry, Bal. That's a fat Chocobo right there. Apparently they call him Chubby. I don't think you'd get away with that nowadays. That would probably get cut from a localization for being fatphobic. Oh, yeah. I probably have this on my Steam Deck. I know I have DS emulation on it, so I might have grabbed this. Maybe. I kind of just threw loads of stuff on my Steam Deck, whether I planned on playing it or not. I got very...
How funny.
Oh.
You wanted a Game Boy Micro, but you got turned into a micro Game Boy instead.
I am a boy, I am gaming, and I am small. Turf bullshit. Yeah, there's that confirmation. Treasure Island Z, eventually named Zack and Wiki. So, yeah, even back in the day, it was one of those games I wanted because it is so charming looking. But I never got it until I was an adult. Got my Wii U, bought a bunch of Wii games so I had something to play. Didn't play them because I got too far into the collection part rather than the actually playing what I bought part. Silly Azzy. But yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about this game. Apparently it just didn't take off as much as it should have for the quality. It had a life system despite being a point and click. Shame, but I still do hear very good things about it. Turn back that page and talk about something you want your stream time's worth. I set aside, I basically said this show will probably be about 2 hours and I'll go through a couple of issues. We are like halfway through the first issue, so let's just see how things go. Spider-Man 3. We get a 2-page spread on Spider-Man 3. With the claim that it's bigger than Spider-Man 2. Yeah, but I don't hear anyone talking about Spider-Man 3's game. As opposed... Yeah, I mean, like, Spider-Man 2, everyone loves. Everyone loves it. It was the open-world Spider-Man game that every single Spider-Man game was compared to from then on. And as far as I know, was never captured again until Marvel's Spider-Man. Which I really want to get, because I've heard nothing but good things about that. So I will get that on Steam eventually. Yeah. So I don't think Spider-Man 3 ended up well. Okay, they're reasonable about this one. So how's it shaping up? We didn't receive a review copy before the release of the game, but it's certainly bigger than Spider-Man 2, and the Wii controls are pretty cool. You should wait for our verdict next month before buying this, though. I like that. They're not just shilling blindly and going, oh, well, we didn't get a review copy, but, it's probably good. It's like, no, we didn't get a review copy. Wait until we've actually played it before picking this up. I like that. That's a little bit of integrity. Bomberman Land? Is that like a Mario Oh yeah, it's a minigame collection. A Bomberman minigame collection for Wii. You know that grunt people make when they shrug their shoulders in a dismissive way? That's Bomberman Land expressed in a noise. It is neither terrible nor mind-blowing, but we can't say that having to play the same minigames over and over is riveting. Best wait for our review. And yeah, Crystal Chronicles Ring of Fate for the DS. God, like... So, I never got to play Ring of Fates. But I did have Crystal Chronicles back in the day. Didn't get very far in it, but I have very fond memories of what I did play. And to this day, I am still extremely upset about Crystal Chronicles Remastered and how much they apparently completely fucked it up. Like, it should have been a home run, but they just fucked it. They just fucked it. You have stories about that remake? Oh, how'd they F it up? Now, you know, I think Scribble is best off giving a summary, because Scribble has played it, and I've only heard things. The shorthand answer would be apparently the online play was a complete disaster. They just ported the mobile version and called it a day. Yeah, that would be a very, very suitable way of summing up the disaster, I think. Because, yeah, apparently it just had a lot of issues. And, yeah, I think it's a huge shame, because I remember enjoying it a lot and I was very excited. Wait, you didn't get to play it because they sold it Australia. They sold it in Australia, but you can't connect to the servers from Australia? That's what... Fuck, what? That's beyond bad. That is so much worse than I was expecting. I was expecting, oh, I couldn't connect to my friends very well, or they had to give every Australian buyer a refund. I mean, I'm glad they fucking did. But it wasn't right of them to sell it there in the first place, because they got everyone excited to play Crystal Chronicles, which is a good game. And then just went, oh, no, not only can you not play it, you can't, like, have it ever. Because as far as I know, they never fixed or, like, addressed at all any of the actual issues. They just dropped it. So, to this day, I could go buy a copy of Crystal Chronicles for Switch, and I would really, really want to, because, like, I'd play it alone. I would play it alone and probably have some decent fun. But I don't want to pay the prices that it's going for when I don't really have the option of online play because of how much they fucked up the lobby system. Yeah, region-locked, multiplayer was cumbersome, no local play, and it just became worse than the original. And they could have fixed stuff. They could have fixed it. They didn't. They just dropped it. They think Ring of Fates is looking fantastic. I wish I had played it. I have not. Maybe I'll put it on my Steam Deck. Who knows? Who knows? I do. I'm going to forget. Opuna! Anyone remember Chocobo GP? Yes, we played Chocobo GP on stream. 2 playthroughs of it, I think, across 2 streams. Had a great time with it, and very much talked about all of the absolute garbage that came with its launch. Yeah, Chocobo GP had a real shitty run. It is a real shame that it didn't get good until they dropped support for it. It's actually a really fucking solid game that you can get for a decent price nowadays. I really enjoyed my time with it, but I got it for £9. Brand new. And yeah, they had removed the monetization and such. And so, as somebody who just wants a single-player experience, I enjoyed my time with it. So, I don't know anything about Opuna, except for the fact that I've seen this character. I am pretty sure this character is in one of those, like, Warriors All-Stars games. I'm, like, 90% sure. I think that's all I have to offer. It's some variety of RPG by Koei, so that would make sense. You mean the Sony All-Stars game? No, like, the Warriors franchise has had a few entries that have, like, extra crossover characters and such. And I believe at least one of them had this character, whom I'm assuming is the titular Opuna. I could be very wrong. So yeah, alongside all of your typical samurais and such, you had this guy. Good gosh. Yeah, I'm not getting much about this game other than RPG. Oh, although they do refer to the main character as Opuna. So yes, that is Opuna. Who would eventually go on to wipe out thousands. Opuna is playable in Warriors All-Stars. Knew it. I knew I'd seen him before. Thank you for confirming. I'm going to move on from Opuna. Oh, G1 Jockey. I definitely wanted a jockey game. Definitely wanted a jockey game. I think... Oh. So, they say that it's surprisingly enjoyable, but it won't sell because it's a jockey game. It's like, if this is the kind of game you want, you'll have a good time with it, but people aren't going to want it. Oh gosh. That is quite the roster there that Kermakaddy has described. Good gosh. I mean, they have a point how many people are craving the newest jockey-based game. Although Pocket Card Jockey was fun. There we go, and Cello has alluded to Pocket Card Jockey. So yeah, Bionicle Heroes. I'm going to commit heresy here. I've never been into Bionicle. I know a lot of people of my generation get super excited about Bionicle, and I've never understood why. Like, are they just a nostalgic product? I see so many people getting excited about Bionicle. I never... Oh, you know. Maybe part of the reason is I did have some Bionicle as a kid, but I didn't get to build the Bionicle. I would be gifted them, then my father would build them, and then give them to me to play with. And now that I'm reflecting on it, I realise that really kills the point, right? I think I was abused. I didn't get to build the buildable figure. Were they afraid I'd eat the parts? I mean, I might have. But, yeah, okay. I think that might explain why I never got into Bionicle. I just had some articulated plastic figures. You enjoyed expanding with your existing Lego, didn't get into the lore of the series. They were afraid the parts would eat me. Yeah, I was totally giving off Vaughny vibes at that age, I'm sure. Okay, what's going next? Oh! If you want to subscribe to the magazine for £10, you get a Wii bag. In case you need to carry your Wii to go places. Did anyone actually do that? Because I remember a few different consoles way back when would have some variety of carry case, even though they were very much home consoles. Like, did anyone actually get these bags and take their console around in those bags? The Wii fitted a shoe. Oh, you did do that, Jag. Because it fit in a shoebox. God, I would have never gotten permission to take one of my expensive consoles out of the house. Like, even up the street to a friend's, I would never get permission for something like that. I'm surprised people actually do that stuff. Good God, like, I remember being baffled playing one of the Splinter Cell games on the original Xbox and finding out that the multiplayer was LAN-based. And like, my little child brain could not wrap my head around the idea of having 2 Xboxes in one place. Like, are you crazy? These expensive things? 2 of them? In one room? No, impossible. Impossible. Why would they make a multiplayer that was completely unplayable and no one would be able to experience? I could not wrap my head around it. But yeah, I never dragged my console anywhere back in the day. It wasn't until, you know, it was handheld systems, with the Switch being the first main console, you know, like proper console, that I actually took out of the house. So, never a home console back in the day. Thank you for the hydrate. And here we have a look at the world of Nintendo. The Nintendo World Store in New York that we previously mentioned Chris got to check. Couldn't you take the Wii U with you? No, 26. The gamepad didn't have any real hardware in it. It just streamed from the Wii U console. So if you got too far away from the console, it just wouldn't work. So yeah, you could take the Wii U with you, but you would have to take the gamepad and the console. Yeah, it was just a big old mess. You should know since you still play on it. Hey, I'm happy with anyone actually still getting use out of the Wii U. Like, I will stand by the Wii U being a good console, executed extremely poorly. It still has some fantastic games that haven't made it to Switch. Not many, mind, but there are some. Used to take the NES to the static caravan your parents had in Scotland. Yeah, is that one of those keep the kids quiet kind of things? Hi, Marks, how you doing? The Switch, you're never taking that anywhere out of the dock. Like, I start that way when I get new hardware. It's like, nope, too expensive, I'm keeping it right here. But eventually I get to a point where I'm like, I've had it a while now, I'll take it places. It'll probably not get stolen, and if it does, I'll replace it. My Steam Deck is the best example of that. I didn't take it to conventions right after getting it because, no, too expensive. But now I'm like, there'll be a Steam Deck 2 eventually if something happens. Yeah. Wii U was good on the basis of not needing a TV or extra screen. I don't think that was strictly true. I think if you went into the settings menu... No, the settings menu didn't need a TV. Yeah, the issue was if you went into the settings menu, you needed the gamepad. If you just had the gamepad, you were fine. So, like, even if you were playing a game that just needed a Wiimote, you still had to have the gamepad working to go into the settings. That was the issue. So yeah, no, your comment's valid. Comment is valid. Steam Deck, going tied with the Index 2 coming in 2055. I do want a new Valve headset. Looking forward to seeing what that is. Wii U is Nintendo Saturn. Hardware was good, marketing a disaster. True that, true that. Nintendo World Store, by the way, pretty sure that's still around. Still very expensive. Another DS Lite advertisement. This time with Yoshi's Island DS. Right. The reviews section. Oh, there's where Jandra's talked about. I was saying he wasn't in the list. Now he is. Now he is. He is a reviewer. So, what did they think of Mario Strikers Charged? I'm not going to dwell on this too much. I'm basically going to skip to the good stuff. But, God, again though, the art for Strikers was so good. So, they went ahead and gave this a 91%, with the only negative being that it gets really hard later on. Mario's fucking pissed. True. Donkey Kong as well. Yeah. They call it an essential Wii title that's easy to pick up, with loads of content. Just, yeah, the AI gets a little tricky later on. But they love the online multiplayer and think people get a lot of play out of that. And yeah, I think this review will hold up. At least, you know, only looking at the little bit at the end, I think their opinion holds up. Fantastic game. Strikers Child opening cutscene is better than any Mario sports game intro combined. Yeah, I think so. I think you're right about that. And we have our Cooking Mama for Wii. Getting a 75%. Quirky and original, loads of different control methods, and the cook-offs are very fun. But it's not very challenging and a bit expensive for their tastes. It may fail to hold your attention for 300 meals. I mean, I never played Cooking Mama. I never played a Cooking Mama game. So I don't know if the games are actually any good. I assume they at least sold well, considering how many games there are. If everything about these magazines, the ones that say this is what games and gaming will be like in 10 years, and it'll be something off the wall. We have yet to get to any like fan mail segments or anything. I assume they're in here somewhere. I haven't actually flicked through to double check, but those are my favourites, all the fan mail stuff. Next, Final Fantasy III, which was of course the first ad in this issue. They gave it a 90%, saying it's a reimagining, not just a remake, with well-crafted visuals. Yeah, I'd say that's right. Deceptively deep gameplay, it is an RPG, and has all the series trademarks, which, yeah, it would. It's part of the series. You've only played the Wii Cooking Mama. That is the one that they were reviewing, so, yeah, do you think 75% holds up? Okay, they say it might be a bit too hardcore, which, I mean, I can't vouch for. I haven't played this one. But they do make it look nice. Oh, it has Moogle mail. Therefore it has Moogles. Therefore I want to kiss them. Anyway. Crystal Tower? Crystal Tower. Oh yeah, the Crystal Tower is from FF3. That's right. I don't think they're mentioning it specifically. Is that the hardcore part? Gonna mail Azzy to the Moogles. I'll allow this. I'll allow this. Right. Custom Robo Arena. This is a franchise I've heard is good, but I've never even looked at gameplay. I've never even looked at gameplay for this entire series.
Moogle.
Scribble excited about Custom Robo? They say that they won't put in any Robot Wars references. Do they have Robot Wars outside of the UK? Or is that just an us thing? Or is it one of those things that's made in the UK but is everywhere? I don't know. Leave a message in the comments down below. It's everywhere? Okay, cool. I figure it's a concept you can do anywhere. They have it in the US under the name BattleBots. Oh, those are the same thing. Neat. So yeah, they say it's frantic and enjoyable. Wi-Fi multiplayer is addictive, plenty of customization options, and impressive graphics during fights. They say the going home system is repetitive. But yeah, no, it seems they really like Custom Robo. I'm going to guess that this is one of those games that is extremely expensive if you want to pick it up nowadays. This video game lo-fi is doing the Steven Universe theme. Like 100, yeah, it's pretty pricey. Dang. But yeah, no, it doesn't look bad. I'd probably enjoy it if I played it. Moving on. Golf with Style. Oh, jeez. Yeah, it did. It did have video games, that is true. Yeah, I was just gonna say, I can tell, just looking at this, that at the age I bought this magazine, I would have thought this guy was the epitome of cool. With the tribal tattoos and the white hair, the sunglasses, the chain on his jeans. Oh, like, younger me would have thought that was the best. That was style. I would have wanted to be him. Nowadays, not so much. Oh, and the dog tag. Whew. 100%. 100%. Yeah, a golf game, 75%. It's the
Azzy
most...
still wants a chain, just in another way.
What the heck? That's right, I want a chain of restaurants. I'm gonna call it Flicky Burger, and no matter what you order, we give you more than you ordered. You have a type, and the person who embraces their cringe is that type. Embracing cringe is good. Oh, hi, Flicky! I thought you were away.
The Mox sent over 50 bits and left a message. He got that dog tag at the Walmart's dog tag making machine.
Does Walmart have a dog tag making machine? Is that a thing? Like, we don't have Walmart, we just have stores that are owned by Walmart. Oh, it's for dogs. Huh. Okay, Lost in Blue 2. I remember reading about the first game in this series being announced, and just reading the the summary of that game, it was like, I felt like it was my dream game as a kid. Like, it sounded absolutely incredible to me, but at the time, living in Canada, we really didn't do much gaming, and we certainly didn't have the money to buy new games a whole lot. So Lost in Blue ended up being a game that I never even came close to owning. So, they're calling it unique and compelling, but apparently stats drain too quickly and unending chores kill the fun. That's probably where the difficulty comes in. Yeah, I lived in Canada it was just 8 months, but it was a very formative time of my life, so... Sorry. The almost constant hunger will have you foraging for food like a dirty hyena. Do not besmirch hyenas. What the fuck? How dare they? Hyenas are precious. I love hyenas. Despite the lack of quotes. Okay, we have an ad for that Tamagotchi Connections Corner Shop 2 that we heard about earlier.
Thanks for following, Dark Penguin.
Dark Penguin, welcome in. Thank you for the follow. Just looking over some old Nintendo magazines today. We have a little Game Station logo here. They do not exist anymore. I believe they were bought out. By Game. I think it was by Game. And Game themselves aren't doing very well nowadays. Walmart? You think Walmart sold Asda? Did they? I hadn't heard about that. Because, yeah, it was Asda I was referring to. I live near one. It is my local supermarket.
Entity Justice sent 100 bits and said, "Hi, yes, hello, my internet
Hi,
is
Rebecca.
**e today, so here's $1. Enjoy your stream, friendo."
Thank you for the bits, Rebecca. I hope your internet gets better soon. You take care of yourself. Loving the nostalgia. Yeah, I love this shit. Just looking back on this stuff with the perspective of 2024, 17 years on, it's a treat. You remember when Nintendo announced the heart monitor accessory for the Wii? Whatever happened to that? I don't think it ended up materializing, or if it did, it was like for a game or something. Maybe it happened, but only in Japan? The details are escaping me. There's that Bionicle Heroes as well, that they thought was, 80%. They think it'll be a bit easy for serious gamers, and they wish it had co-op multiplayer. At work, you're throwing everything out, and you regret throwing out all the 20-year-old magazines or 60-year-old cards. Yeah, that is a shame. Walmart sold Asda in 2021. Oh, I'm behind on the news. Good God. You on a nostalgia binge lately? Okay. Fair play. I love going on a good nostalgia binge.
Hope you put up a better fight in my tummy, puppy.
Bye, Joey.
Nom.
So yeah, again, no real love for Bionicle. Did not get the appeal as a kid for the... Oh, that's a good ad. Oh, that looks so pretty. Oh, that's good. Your stupid teen self threw out all the Nintendo magazines. That's a shame. I mean, I found my stack of magazines in, like, my mother's loft, so... Yeah. So many things tossed out that you don't think you'll value, but... Oh, it turns out would have been really nice to keep. So apparently there was a bad Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles game for the Wii. TMNT. So yeah, that was the movie, right? Was that long ago? Or are they unrelated? They say it's got boring combat, unimaginative controls, and no co-op play. It was the first CGI movie? God, that was that long ago. Holy heck. Just gonna say, like, the Chocobo series, they have some good Moogles. They do have some good Moogles. Not on tactics levels, but look at that cutie. I would kiss him. Anyway. Not being thorny. Just want to give him a little kissy. Yeah, right, Scribble, right? Like, a Dungeon Hero X who then became Racing Hero X in Chocobo GP. Like, pretty damn cute. Oh, Mortal Kombat Armageddon. I really wanted this. Not necessarily for Wii, I just wanted this game. Because, not being funny, unless, I mean, look, I'm not saying no, okay? I'm not saying no. I just, there's a time and a place. I can think about Moogles later when I'm not going through the magazine, If I get too deep into it, I'm going to get distracted. And anyway. So I did have Mortal Kombat Deception back in the day. Absolutely loved it. Loved it to bits. Many bits strewn all over the place with some kind of meat grinder involved. But I never managed to get Armageddon. Again, not at the age where I could really get games whenever I wanted. But in my mind, Armageddon was just Deception, but with more characters, and therefore better. So, I don't know how the Conquest mode stacked up to Deception. I don't know how the Create a Fighter mode worked. Apparently there's a motor combat minigame. I never heard about that. Armageddon had a super simplistic fatality system and you didn't like it. Conquest was eh. Dang. But yeah, I remember really wanting it back in the day. Oh, it even says, negative, we want the old fatalities back. But they do think it's the first serious Wii fighting game, so I guess the port was pretty good. Port or version, I'm not sure exactly what they were doing back then, but... yeah. It's a shame
Negative.
when you're nostalgic.
Needs more spines outside of bodies. 8.5 out of 10.
Reasonable review, thank you, Miko. The one thing you love from Armageddon is all the death traps. Yeah, like any fighting game that has interactive environments tend to be my favourite fighting games. So, back in the day for me, it was Mortal Kombat Deception and Def Jam. Def Jam Fight for NY, was it? I remember my favourite thing was that there was a map with a train in it. And you could throw the opponent onto the train tracks, and Kid Me loves that. Remember when every franchise that was a Mario decided that they needed to be darker and more serious? Yes, the brown and grey era. I would say that got at its worst in the 360 and PS3 era. Absolutely. 10, 11, and 1 have interactables, but nothing to the level of a fatality. Dang, because yeah, it was probably my favourite part of Deception was you could just end a match by kicking an opponent into a meat grinder. And I just bait that because I thought it was so cool. Every time. Loved it. You miss Power Stone? I've heard nothing but good things about Power Stone, but I've never been able to play it. I would approve of them bringing back that franchise. Buster Move. I literally only know Buster Move / Bubble Bobble because of the characters. The characters. But yeah, this one didn't do well. Yeah, apparently it's the... oh, I see. It's a low score because it's the typical Buster Move gameplay. But you can get Buster Move a lot cheaper on other platforms. This isn't good value for money. They didn't want a full boxed Wii release of what is basically the same thing as all of the previous games. And apparently multiplayer will confuse your soul. My soul's always confused. This is nothing new. Picross. Picross. I love Picross. Goddamn. I have this game. I still have this game. I played the E-Series, was it? The Picross E-Series on 3DS. And once I ran out of those to play, at the time I'd caught up. They did release more after that point. But I ended up hunting this down in a secondhand game store and playing through this as well. I just love Picross. The biggest problem with the Picross series is that it eventually came to Switch without touch controls, which made it feel less good to play. Although I am of the understanding that they eventually made one of the games have the touch controls, and then they backported those controls into the previous games, if I remember correctly. I just haven't gone back to play them since. And yeah, Wario, Master of Disguise, yeah, I know nothing about it, I'm afraid. They didn't seem to like it too much. Inaccurate stylus controls, easy and repetitive minigames, and way too much text. But they liked the length of the levels, and they thought the puzzles were fun. You had Picross 3D, but your save got corrupted. Ouch. Sorry to hear that. Corrupted saves are never fun. Great music, power-ups are fun, but the minigames are repetitive. Okay game, but they messed up the treasures. It just goes on and on and on. Touch controls weren't great. Okay, it seems there's a consensus there. Hey, Rayman Raving Rabbids! Oh, this is for the DS version. Bal. Are people upset because of how they killed Rayman? They kind of just murdered him. The DS game is actually a Rayman game. Oh, you know what? Yeah, I heard that at some point. Yeah, it's an actual Rayman platforming game starring rabbits. They say it's too easy and the controls have some glitches. They think it's thoroughly average, doesn't do anything spectacularly well. You don't need to own a copy, but they like it. Oh, Vic, you mean you don't like this? You don't think this is the peak of character design? You don't want to just like get real close to the okay, I get it, Val, I get it. Hey, that's the next issue. We'll get to that eventually. Probably. Oh. Oh. Okay, that's interesting. They did say that they were in a building with multiple games publications. I have to assume this is one of them. So this is a bit of cross-promotion. Encouraging you to subscribe to another magazine so you get your Nintendo fix twice a month. Yeah, I probably wouldn't go for a magazine with that name either, but they... Oh, that's a shame. Like, massive maps were included in that issue of Super Metroid and Link to the Past by Jag, and thank you for the streak, Nikora. No. Yeah, I don't like the big old game logos. And especially on Link to the Past with the big white block at the side of the poster. Hi, Nikora. Yeah, I think I would have preferred those posters to just be square and just be the maps. Maybe that's just me. Anyway, we don't need that magazine. We have this magazine that we have purchased and we're going through. Oh, theme park for the DS. Theme park for the DS. I wonder if that worked okay. Because, you know, that's a game that's meant to be played with a mouse. But then this, yeah, it had the DS. It was the DS. It had the stylus. Yeah, no, I think that could make sense. So yeah, that's just a guide on building your park in Theme Park for DS. And you know, it could just be the DOS version. It's certainly blurry enough to be. Yeah, it looks like they were working with very low resolution assets there. But the DS was low resolution. So, a guide to playing Medal of Honor Vanguard well. I will not be focusing on that. Oh, I miss you, Virtual Console. I miss you so much. Remember when you could just buy the games? Like, the Virtual Console had its issues. I did not want to rebuy the same retro games over and over with every system, which is what they did. But, like, then they brought in Nintendo accounts, so you could theoretically have cross-platform libraries, and then they dropped the Virtual Console. Probably because they realised that, yeah, they wouldn't be able to justify dropping people's support every time. But, like, ugh. I don't like Nintendo Switch Online service. Like, I don't want to have a temporary game library. I want to have ownership of my damn games, and I can't do that with NSO. But yeah, of course, anything here, just imagine you are on the Wii Shop channel, listening to the music, and picking out one of these games to buy with your Nintendo points. Ah, classic. Classic. I mean, the best game they're recommending here is definitely Link to the Past. I may not have played it all the way through, but definitely the best of these. Do not eat me. Do not eat me. You cannot. I'm on camera. Yeah, they definitely want to push renting your games and never owning licenses. I mean, just earlier in the stream we were talking about how Forza Horizon 4 is being delisted. Thank you for the sippy. However, to my knowledge, Horizon 4 is one of the last Forza games that doesn't require an online connection to play. Apparently that happened after Horizon 4. So at the very least, if you buy Horizon 4 before it's delisted, you can still play it. As opposed to future games where if they delist them for licensing issues, nah, not a chance. Right. Ooh, we have a letters section. The letters section's the best part. Oh, brain training ad. Letters. This is the good part. This is the thoughts and opinions of regular gamers from 2007. Let's go. So, no Punch-Out stream. I'm too weak. You thought Forza Horizon 5 had an offline mode too? Maybe it does. When I was looking it up to see if there was an always online requirement for Forza Horizon 4, I ended up on a Reddit post about how, yes, Forza had an always online requirement, but they weren't talking about 4.
What's that? Yeah. Okay, I'll tell him. Hey
Yeah?
Azzy, Flicky told me to tell you he would literally tier 3 sub if you played Punch-Out WII on stream.
I don't own Punch-Out WII. I only own Punch-Out Wii. Miko, catch up with that, please.
The Mox sent 100 bits and said, want a scary thought? In 3 years, this magazine will be 20 years old.
Yeah, this is 17 years old. And might I say, like, we've had one little tear, but this is in pretty good nick otherwise, for 17 years old. But yeah, as much as tier 3 subs are cool, I'm not hooking up my Wii U to my streaming setup to play Punch-Out on it. That is not on the cards right now, I'm afraid. Shrek is 20 years old. He looks older. Anyway, let's see.
Eat the magazine.
But I'm not eating the magazine. I know where it's been. In a bag in a loft. But I know that loft had rats in it at least some point. My first teddy bear became a rat's nest. When I found it, it had its head ripped open. It was no good. A lofty meal, god damn it. Okay, so Luke Pay from Canford Heath asks if Nintendo has ever actually said that the Wii was an alternative for exercise. Because he notes that a lot of people are bashing Nintendo for encouraging people to stay indoors and not play real sports. And yeah, the magazine kind of has the right of it. People are always moaning about something. Just ignore them and they'll go away. Yeah. To my knowledge, Nintendo never did say it was a substitute for regular exercise. So those people complaining had no legs to stand on. Okay. So David Stevens from Hull is talking about how Phantom Hourglass was coming out in Japan in June, but the West had to wait until Christmas, and asks if translating an adventure game is really that big of a deal that it takes that long. And the magazines basically say, yeah, I mean, they only have so many localization teams, and they're localizing a lot of games.
Have you heard of Orion's Belt? It's a waste of space.
God damn, that's bad. And yeah, it's hard to get games out for global releases when so many games need to be translated. Nintendo have definitely gotten better at this. Like, way better. But no, the magazine does have a point that there are only so many localizers available. So, yeah, I can see the wait being justified for a game like Phantom Hourglass for certain. Daniel Walker. Daniel Walker wants to say that the Virtual Console is one of the greatest inventions ever created by man or beast. Oh no. He's only 15 at the time of writing. So he never got to play all these games when they first came out. Virtual Console is actually giving him the chance. But he wished he didn't buy Moto Roader, because for 5 minutes he was laughing at how rubbish it looked. Then he realised he'd spent money on it and wanted to cry. Shouldn't only the best games end up on the Virtual Console instead of rubbish? I've had ice cream brain freezers that were more fun, he says. I don't think we should gatekeep the games that are, like, archived well. Like, everything should be available. I bet Moto Roader has some real fans. So yeah, the magazine agrees that it's a great invention. There are some bad ones, but that's why you should hold back until you see this magazine's reviews of them each month. Good plug, guys, good plug. So, Joe
My
Farmer...
favorite exercise is a combination of a lunge and a crunch. It's called lunge.
Miko, I feel like you're biased in that regard. Joe Farmer from Surrey is talking about how he bought a Wii because it was Wi-Fi ready and was excited for the online features. But it had been released for months with 0 online games. With, of course, Mario Strikers being the first one. And he's saying that even the DS has online gaming. Xbox Live's been going for ages and has online gaming. Why can't you play your Wii games online? To which the magazine says, it took some time to get started, but expect online games from now on. It is wild, though, to think that there was an era where a console would release with online capabilities but no online games. That's silly. That's silly. You can see their point. The Super NES NSO serves as a game where you control a guy that attacks with tummy bulges. But, like, so at least for NSO, you're not paying extra for that game. Yeah, you're just paying for your Nintendo subscription, and you have your tummy bulge game. And you don't need to play it. You're not paying any more for it. Whatever. And certainly with... You know, if Virtual Console just offered easy refunds, it really wouldn't be an issue to just have everything available. You're trying to be funny? I take tummy bulges very seriously, Vic. Very seriously. Oh, this is classic. This is classic discourse. Are y'all ready for this? How can Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games work? Sonic is miles faster than Mario. He'd win all the wood-running events in seconds. And Tails can fly, so jumping events are nothing for him. He'd get a high jump score of 3 miles or something. Knuckles would win all the wrestling and boxing. The only event Mario could win is growing quickly after eating a mushroom. But that's not an official Olympic event. So yeah, this was before the first Mario and Sonic game actually released, apparently. They're saying that maybe the gravity in Green Hill Zone is different from the gravity in the Mushroom Kingdom. Maybe when they're brought together, they'll find themselves stripped of their powers. I like the take. Thank you for the sippy. I'm out of tea now. Yeah, good God, Mario and Sonic discourse from before release. That's great. Okay, so yeah, that was Alison Sullivan from South Shields. So Carl Weaver from Poole is very disgruntled because they walked past a store that was doing the Wii tour, which was an event way back when, where you'd just be able to play the Wii at stores, so you could try before you buy, and they got a load of people in and advertised all the games, yada yada. And they're complaining that the magazine didn't print the date, and it was purely by chance that they caught this one. To which the magazine says that the Wii Tour is an ongoing thing, it'll keep going for a few months, and they just do not have access to all of the dates in advance.
How does Ace Ventura respond to people who don't like coffee? Alright, tea then.
Alrighty then. Cool. Cool. I'm not upset at all by this. Okay. So we have Peter Long from Grantham complaining that there aren't enough hardcore games on the DS and the Wii. What happened to FPSs and RPGs? Like, sure, there are games that everyone can enjoy, but what about the hardcore gamers? Like, he thinks Splinter Cell Double Agent is exactly what they need on the Wii, but if they can have that, why not Rainbow Six or Ghost Recon? I think this guy has a type of game. And yeah, the magazine is saying that it'll balance out over time. They hook people in with the games for everyone, and then they can release the hardcore games later when more people have the platform and turn the casual players into more hardcore players, which, yeah, I think that's every console generation. Minus the PS3 and the PS5 because they didn't release any games. Topical. Anyway. I had. Sorry. It was the low-hanging fruit. Oh, hi, Misha. Damn. Coyote food twice in one day.
Azzy, did you just make a PS3 has no games joke in 2024?
Yes.
I think so overplayed it wraps back around to bold.
And that was the play. Honestly, it's only in mind because I was reading Knockout earlier. I'm sure you've seen as a moderator there, Flicky, but there is a thread about how there's a rumour that the PS5 is going to get some degree of PS3 emulation for certain titles. And banger of a post, somebody responded that the PS5 has so few games that it's emulating a system that has no games. So it stuck with me. I found it giggle worthy. The PS3, of course, does have some great games. That was Cherry. She's funny as fuck. Glad you know her. It was a good post. So this is the text the editor section where people have actually texted in, but they don't get responses to their text. So the first one is DS or DS Lite. I like games, but I also like big machines, as my hands are quite big. You asked a question, but text the editor doesn't get responses. Just got the new official Nintendo magazine. My day is so awesome. I don't even get that one. I'm not justifying that one reading it. I'm still trying to get my girlfriend a Wii. It's very well you writing a magazine about it, but there's not much point if I can't buy one. Fuck you. I already established. I was buying this magazine to live vicariously through the people who did own a Wii. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to be rude, they follow up with. Oh, and then this is a jokey one. Hi, it's Chandra. I'm running late. See you in about 10. Yep, the staff sending in their own texts to the editor. Short answers for short questions. Can I just say, thank you for everything? Yes. If you placed all the DSs sold back to back, would they lead to the moon? Yes. Loved the fancy dress pics on last month's letters page. Can I borrow one for my wedding? And then the little Dachshund rolled over and opened his eyes. Can't think of the word. Terrifying? Just say the word. No. Thank you. We are still going, Mateo. We are still going. This one's actually taking a long time to get through. I'm surprised. I actually needed the extra time tonight, so I'm kind of losing out on that. Oh well, I'm having fun. Right, random rants. Oh, here we go. Simon Asher from Burnley writes in. My mum just bought me the new Turtles game on the DS, and I'm amazed at how garbage it is. I mean, all you do is press buttons to jump in different directions. Martin was right. I beat the last boss in seconds by using my special moves. He was dead before he reached me. What the hell is up with this game? I know it's about turtles and all that, and it should be for kids, but even kids would finish this no problem. The only creature that I'd struggle with are actual turtles, and even then, they just need to randomly... The only creatures that would actually struggle with it are actual turtles, and even then they just need to randomly mash their slimy turtle paw thing on the DS buttons and they'd probably do quite well. Did Ubisoft actually play this before they released it? Or did they just assume we'd be too thick to notice it was made by some kind of zoo animal who doesn't know how to program games, like a giraffe or something? I mean, I guess this is the rant section. And yet the magazine are plugging themselves. We tried to warn you, but obviously you went out and bought it anyway. No, his mum bought him it. Our reviews are there for a reason. Obviously you're not going to agree with us on everything, but generally, if we say a game is dire, it's dire. Lessons learned, eh? Good gosh. Ooh. This is a good one. You know how we like the parts where hindsight makes it funny? Whatever happened to that Wii Music game by Nintendo? The thing with the orchestra and the drums and that. I wanted to make my own family band and tour the country playing classic folk songs like Blowin' in the Wind using a remote and the nunchuck. Nintendo may have tried to pull the wool over my eyes with Wii Sports, but I'm not falling for it. I'll never forget. I want that Wii Music game, damn it. Otherwise I'll have to learn a real instrument, and that'd be rubbish. Ooh, boy. The response is, we're also hoping that Wii Music is still in production. We can but hope and pray. So, Wii Music ended up releasing and it was absolute trash, with no actual, real value. It was like entirely classical music, except for a couple of really short Nintendo songs. And it wasn't precise enough to offer any real, control that was like, you know, reliable. So yeah, Alice Robertson from Huntingdon. I'm sorry the game didn't end up being any good. And also the classic folk songs you want to play, you probably wouldn't be able to play them, sorry. Oh. This is not related at all to Nintendo. This is actually a Ghibli letter. Jenny emailed in to say that apart from Nintendo, they've been filled with pure magic by Spirited Away. They bought the movie for a $5 and they can't believe it was so cheap. Why does no one ever talk about it? You feel it's your mission to educate the world. Can you recommend any other films like this one, if they even exist? Okay. Does that hold up? Like, not the movie, but the sentiment that no one's heard of Spirited Away. I feel like it's the only Ghibli movie I hear about half the time. I got a few Ghibli movies on Blu-ray, and all of them are full of trailers that are all, Spirited Away is the best movie ever. And then every other Ghibli trailer it had is, by the critically acclaimed director who made Spirited Away. Everything was Spirited Away. It was the thing everything was compared to. Calling this one, like, a movie no one's heard of? Like, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine it. Anyway, they recommend My Neighbor Totoro, Castle in the Sky, and Kiki's Delivery Service. I have not actually seen any of those. I'm a fake nerd.
Have you heard of this very obscure game called Dark Souls?
Never heard of it. I'm guessing it's some kind of indie trash, probably with pixel graphics. Haha, got him. Oh, no, sorry. I think random rants made me snarky. Hydrate. I'm onto the water now. Yeah, I would love the opportunity, Bal. I need to pick up a copy of Kiki's Delivery Service especially. It's the one I want to watch next. Okay. Oh, this is kind of still relevant. This is about how Miyamoto did an interview saying he'll work very hard to stay with Nintendo before retirement. What'll he do? Like this person, Matthew is asking, what will happen when Miyamoto retires forever? Will the company ever be the same again? A man was caught stealing at a supermarket
today while standing on the shoulders of a pair of vampires. He was charged with shoplifting on 2 counts.
That's bad. Yeah, like, Miyamoto is still, 17 years later, in the company. And the magazine points out that he's been training up producers and directors so they can take on the franchises. God damn it, Noodle. And yeah, it'll be a sad day when Miyamoto retires, but there are plenty of talented people still at the company, is what they say. Dark Souls is an Earthbound-inspired indie RPG. True. And yeah, oh god, that's actually such a good point, Jack, because they say that Eiji Aonuma was being trained by Miyamoto. And 10 years ago, they wouldn't have thought that anyone could pick up the mantle of Zelda that isn't Miyamoto, but then Eiji Aonuma came in, and he's great at it. And now we're at the stage where it's been so long that Eiji Aonuma has been doing this for, yeah, like 2 decades at least, and is getting old himself, and we're wondering when he'll retire, and Miyamoto's still there! Good gosh. Good gosh. My heart's gonna break if I see anything about Satoru Iwata. Oh. I think I'm in love with the girl from the Nintendo DS TV ads. We've recently seen her enjoying Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2 and Harvest Moon DS. Oh, Jesus Christ, you printed this? Nintendo, more of her, please, and less of the chubby Edgar from 24 looking guy seen inside the back cover of last month's issue. Dude, that is some fucking incel language right there. Fuck you. Advil? I don't know how you pronounce your name, but dude, fuck off. You fucking do you only look at ads because there are girls in them? Jesus Christ, dude. I hope in the 17 years since this, you've grown the fuck up. Come on. Typical British bloke, yeah, right? I hope you came to your senses in the years since. Christ. It's like, oh, it's her, is it? It's her. You really like seeing her enjoying games. Well, guess what? I'm guessing you're a bloke. Blokes are allowed to play games too. Rest assured that ads will have blokes in, and you can be one of those blokes that enjoys games like the guys in the ads. Fuck you. Anyway, good God. Not a fan of that one. Somebody complaining that Nintendo's download stations are offering demos that are like a year old, and they're not updating them. And yeah, so anyone unfamiliar back in the day, some stores and shopping centers would have Nintendo download stations. And using your Nintendo DS, you could download exclusive demos directly from... Because this was before the DS eShop. Back before demos were available on eShops and such, You just go there and you download directly from this station and get a demo of a game. And I never experienced one, but very cool idea back in the day. I mean, I see the reason for having demos of your old games. If you've just gotten a DS, you go to one of those download stations, it's like, oh, I want to try all of these. I agree that they should be updated with new stuff as well, but I don't think the sentiment of no one wanting something that's a year old is true. I mean, I'm over a year old, and I assume people still like me. Yeah, I don't think that holds up. Oh, so in this case, the magazines say that Nintendo have actually told them that they are going to rectify that situation and they'll keep people updated. And yeah, I have seen Caddy's videos, Jag, on the PlayStation magazines. I might have to try to pick some of those up. You read a magazine that had a snarky robot character that read all the fan letters and was rude to everybody. Good gosh. Gaming. I'm glad gaming has somewhat gotten out of the edgy era. I'm not going to show the breeds just yet. Do love Caddy's content though. Caddy makes great stuff. Let's see. God damn it. So, somebody was talking about how they were really bored in A-level maths. So they pulled out a copy of Big Brain Academy and played at the back of the room. But they were noticed, their teacher confiscated his DS, and he was very embarrassed and disgusted by this. When he went to reclaim his DS, his teacher was playing his copy of Big Brain Academy. And wants to know why schools don't just adopt Big Brain Academy and brain training and such to help people concentrate and enjoy, concentrate on and enjoy maths. And the magazine has basically just replied with, was your teacher better or worse than you? So I kind of dismissed that one. And if the teacher gets in touch with this magazine, they'll sort her out with some stuff, assuming that she lets the writer play their DS in at school once in a while. Okay. Is that right? So somebody is calling out Ubisoft for dogs, cats, and hamsters for being absolute rip-offs of Nintendogs. How dare they copy Nintendo? Do these rubbish games even sell? Now, I remember playing a PC game called, like, Dogs, and there was also Cats, way before Nintendogs was a thing. Were those also, like... was that the same, like, franchise as, like, the Dogs and Cats that Ubisoft put out for the DS and Game Boy Advance? Or is it just the same name and totally unrelated? Because I feel like if it was the same franchise, then calling it a Nintendo ripoff wouldn't really hold much water. Same trademark? So yeah, I don't think Ubisoft actually copied Nintendo for this one. That's an interesting thought. It's a very interesting thought. Yeah, I used to play those all the time on my friend's computer. Pets IP is way older than Nintendogs. Yeah. The magazine is saying that Ubisoft has been putting money into TV adverts for the DS, so every little helps. The games are rubbish, they wouldn't recommend them, they're a pale imitation of the real thing. But yeah, no, if that is indeed the same trademark, they've been working on those games well before Nintendogs. Oh my god, the Balls devs did it? They can't get away from that edgy Z at the end of their titles, huh? Right. What is their website up to? Let's see. Okay. Topic, what do you think of Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games? Oh, I guess this is their forums. Hi, Syeth, how you doing? So, first comment is saying that abilities need to be toned down, or the 100-meter dash may be a bit one-sided. Some events may be a little one-sided, but if you've seen Mario run, he's a fast blighter. Not a fan of the Olympics, but with two of gaming's best characters must be worth a look. They should have put them in a platformer, or Super Smash Bros. They think that an actual game would be better than a sports franchise no one cares about. Oh, that was posted by Cyberman, So, yeah, Doctor Who fan there, I suppose. Imagine that Sonic in Smash. That can't have been too much later, though, because we saw that Smash Brawl was in the to be confirmed release date section. So I guess it would depend on when Sonic was announced for Smash. It might have already happened by this point. They have highlighted somebody's forum signature. God, do you remember? I'm sorry, Vic. I need props for this. Definitely. Need new hands. Remember forum signatures? Somebody used the Game Boy camera to make the magazine's logo to attach together for their forum signature. What month is this magazine? This is the June issue, which I believe means it released in May. Okay, some polls on their official website. Do you use walkthroughs? 52% of people who voted do use walkthroughs. I wouldn't have expected it to be that hard. Sonic was revealed in October, so that guy is getting his Sonic in Smash Bros. So, lucky him, I suppose. So one person said that if they're really struggling, then they do consider getting some walkthrough guides to help you out. Okay, fair enough. Which Mario game are you looking forward to the most? Mario Galaxy winning that with 56%, Strikers with 15%, Mario Party 8 with 5%, Super Paper Mario with 24%. With the highlighted comment being that Mario Galaxy looks amazing, unlike Sunshine, which didn't feel like a proper Mario game. And 70% of people are excited for Resi 4 on Wii. You're going to buy this as you've never had the privilege of owning the game, you've heard so many good things about it, and you're really excited to see how the Wii controls work. Spoiler, amazingly. Absolutely amazingly. I keep saying it every time Resi 4 pops up in this magazine. So good. So good. Hey, Cello, that would be a really fun one to look through. Good gosh, an NES era Nintendo magazine? Amazing. Resident Weevil. It was great. It was great. Okay, people submitted their own mock covers. Fair enough. Good job, everyone. Random cool stuff they've seen on the forums. Somebody made the magazine staff in The Sims. Looks like Sims 2 to me. Could be wrong, though. Somebody on the forum made their own Mii manga. Do love artists being creative. And they've got a bunch of trailers. Oh, that's cheeky. So they have a video vault on their website where you can watch game trailers and such. But they keep a password in the magazines each month, so you can't access the videos without the password. Which I'm sure is promptly shared on, by everybody. Certainly not as much as it would be nowadays, though. Social media got a lot bigger. Oh, and Internet Dictionary, they are pointing out sarcasm tags, the word schmexy, and woot. I'm gonna be 30 next year. Anyway. Oh. So this is the online segment where they can say that, yeah, the Wii is finally getting its first Wi-Fi online game, as well as the Opera browser.
Azzy is so smexy/s.
I feel dirty. And not in the good way. And they are talking about all the best Wi-Fi enabled DS games being Metroid Prime Hunters, Tetris DS, 42 all-time classics, Animal Crossing Wild World, Diddy Kong Racing DS. I didn't know Diddy Kong Racing came to DS. Mario Kart DS, Star Fox Command, Pro Evolution Soccer 6, and Mario vs. Donkey Kong 2. They highlight a bunch of free demos available on the DS through the download stations that we mentioned earlier.
Nom.
And they recommend a specific router.
Nom.
For getting your Wi-Fi on your systems. DS Port wasn't as good as the original. That's a shame. Oh. Where's Flicky? Flicky, are you excited? It's Punch-Out. The DS only worked with specific Wi-Fi. Good gosh. That sounds sucky. I was not using Wi-Fi with the DS back then. I don't think I had Wi-Fi back in the DS days. I was actually very late to PC stuff because we didn't get Wi-Fi for ages. So yeah, this is just about the history of the Punch-Out series. The arcade version, the Game & Watch, the arcade version of Super Punch-Out, Arm Wrestling, which was a spin-off in the arcades, Mike Tyson's Punch-Out for NES, Just Punch-Out for NES, where you got Mr. Dream instead, Power Punch 2, which was an apparently awful sequel, Super Punch-Out for the SNES, just the WarioWare mini-games, Fight Night Round 2 for GameCube, in which you could play the full version of Super Punch-Out, as well as unlocking Little Mac as a playable fighter. You're not fully into PC games and you've had a Steam account since you went to college? Jag. If you need game recommendations, I own a few. Anyway, and yeah, another Wario game. And yeah, the Soda Popinski trivia about him originally being called Vodka Drunkinski. Good luck making me play TF2. You wouldn't be able to, there's bots everywhere. And this is what they're recommending to spend your Wii Points cards on. First of which being Lilat Wars, which was of course the UK name for Star Fox 64. Please don't eat TF2. And yes, Steam Summer Sale does start tomorrow. So if anyone was going to buy anything from Steam anytime soon, Summer Sale. This time tomorrow it will have started. They're recommending Punch-Out, the original Castlevania, Bonk's Revenge, ActRaiser. Oh my god, puzzles. Baby Mario isn't big enough to play in the grown-ups team, so he has to clean the boots for the other footballers. You could win a copy of Mario Strikers if you identify the boots. I know some people that would be very good at that job. Bionicle Brain teasers. Can you guess which Mortal Kombat characters are behind the hamster heads? Identify the Mario mushrooms to win a copy of Cooking Mama. You'll be playing Pal World tomorrow. Is the new update dropping tomorrow? I would assume as much. Oh, this is everyone who won the challenges that they put in place last month. Giving quick scores to a whole bunch of titles on both the Wii and on the Virtual Console. Ah, yeah, that guy was saying he didn't like that one Virtual Console game, so this is what they were talking about. Webcam, thank you. And DS as well. Yeah, I'll have to play the Power World update at some point. Good God, GameCube and Game Boy Advance as well. They're still going. Ah, Beyond Good and Evil. Beyond Good and Evil. Love that game. Remember the sequel? No. Oh, the A to Z of Nintendo. So I believe when they started the magazine, they covered the A's, and at this point we're at the Q's. So Qbert, Quake 64, Question Block, Quicks, Quillfix, and Quillfish rather, and Quality, comma, Nintendo Seal of. How long is this magazine? It's done. It's actually done. Buddy, I respect you. You are in this advertisement and I respect you. Don't listen to Adwill. He's an asshole. I'm glad you're enjoying 42 all-time classics. Dave. His name's Dave. Thank you, Dave, for appearing in this advertisement for the Nintendo DS Lite. Thank you, Dave. Good gosh. And that's it. We close off Hello Gamer Cats, which we're just finishing up. But thank you for the first time chat. Welcome in. Ah, good gosh. We finish up with an ad for Cooking Mama, now on the Nintendo Wii. That took a lot longer than I thought it would. Turns out when we do a deep dive and we're not just doing a show and tell, these things are actually pretty substantial. So do feel free to mention any feedback you have in the Discord, because of course I want to make this a regular format where all I'm doing is talking for 2 or 3 hours. Not necessarily just magazines. I would want to figure out some other stuff to look at as well. Basically anything that will take longer than a few minutes. So isn't quite show and tell. You're not in the Discord, but you like this? I will take that. Thank you, Ken. I do want to mix things up if able. I want to improve the format in any way I can. So we'll see. We'll see. But in terms of magazines, I mean, I did a show and tell where I just showed that I have them, but I do have a few more. Mostly official Nintendo magazine, then a few of N Revolution. So we have gaming magazines for now. But again, I want to do more. I want to do stuff that isn't Nintendo. I'll like look for like other companies' magazines on eBay and such, see if I can find anything neat. Do I have any PC related magazines? I do have an issue of PC Gaming Monthly, but we actually flicked through it during a show and tell. So that's the only magazine we've gone through in depth. Oh, that's actually a heavy stack. So yeah, for the most part, if I want to do non-Nintendo magazines, I am going to have to hit up eBay. But I do want to find other stuff I could do. Something I actually considered is like some kind of unboxings of like snack boxes, maybe like MREs, if I could afford that kind of thing, and just do silly things, you know, like that's what this is all about. Yeah, put it on a plate. Nice. You know a guy? Of course you do, Mox. Of course you do. Yeah.
We got Ashens at home.
We got Ashens at home. It's me. Oh, I love Tat. I went to Pound World, and I love Ashens. I have all of his movies on Blu-ray. You're avoiding eBay like the plague. You don't want to spend the money on retro laptops. eBay is very tempting. I've been eyeing up a copy of Mario and Luigi Superstar Saga, but I am not in a position to buy anything right now. There's stuff that I want to get together for Eurofurence, and that's going to take quite a bit of money, and I don't want to delay those purchases too much.
Drayson sent over 10 bits and left the message. 8 cents. Ashadirk?
We don't need to fuse. Snack box unboxings would be welcome. We got a package coming from Tokyo Mox. That sounds exciting. See, I was just ready to turn off the camera to see what's below, you know, actually get back to the game. But there wasn't one. I have to get used to that. You're bringing money to buy stuff for EF this time? Yeah, there's stuff I wanna get ready for handing out at EF, but I need to afford it first. And this month in streaming was definitely not as good as last month. Of course, I had my birthday last month, so people were very generous for my birthday stream. So this month was like a huge influx of cash, and like I need to get used to that being not as much. But yeah, hopefully I can get the money together to get the EF prep I want to do. I also need to book my Kobold Con travel. I haven't done that yet. Plenty to do. But that is for Azzy to figure out. And right now I am EP, not Azzy. You want money? Just call Box Stinky and start a hype train. I'll keep that in mind for the next few days. We still have time to get into this month's pay period. Bully Mox a little. But right, that is all for the debut of AzzyCam. My throat hurts more than it usually does. I am not used to 3 hours of just talking. Thank you for the hydrate, I'll sneak that in. Hopefully we can get this a little bit more refined over time. Just woke up, you want to go back to bed? Well, I encourage you to go nap if you are able and it won't cause too much of a disruption in your life. Let's go on over to the credits, shall we? Where my arms aren't visible. I'll be back tomorrow with Mega Man 03. Looking forward to seeing how that game turns out because I've enjoyed the series so far. Thanks to my moderators for helping out today. Thank you to Dark Penguin for following. And thank you to Drayson, Rebecca and Mox for the bits. Live for company. Good gosh, good gosh. Right. Let's see who is streaming right now so I can get y'all into a raid. Scribble, thank you for the 5 stream streak. Always an absolute pleasure to have you here. What do we have? What do we have? A lot of people playing a lot of things. Do I go the Nintendo angle? There are Nintendo options. There are Nintendo options. Oh, not that. That's Elden Ring. That's spoilers. Oh, that's Elden Ring. That's spoilers. People are loving their Elden Ring right now. I wonder why. It's a mystery. I think we'll go for KJ today. KJ is about to go live with some Time Splitters 2, which is an absolute cracker of a game. I love Time Splitters 2. So I'm going to go ahead and throw a link in chat. Oh yeah, Rack, of course. I did a little mix-up with my VIP badges, because some people hadn't been around in a good few months. So I reassigned to the people who are sticking around. And you are definitely one of them. I was surprised that you didn't already have one, honestly. Right, so I'm going to initiate that raid. Throw a link in chat in case you're not dragged in automatically. And do post plenty of ababababas in KJ's chat. KJ is one of the newest members of Team Fluffy. Good friend. Met up with him at Confuzzled, which was lovely. And yeah, that'll be it for today. I will hopefully see you all tomorrow.
Jump scare.
Consider me jump scared. Take care, everyone. Have a great rest of your days and night, whichever applies. God damn it.